Hello, what is up? We're here with Jaawan Arrington. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Yeah, this is awesome. So Jaawan, he runs the 100 series. You founded it and everything.
Yes, I did. Yes, 3 years ago.
Awesome. Is it just you that deals with the whole operation, really?
Yeah. Right now, I mean, I have a couple of contributors who help provide content for the brand, and I have some brand ambassadors as well that are out there, getting the word out and everything.
Right.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's basically me who's running everything.
Yeah, it's awesome. Bet you it keeps it busy and everything.
Combine this with my actual day job. I work at a local news affiliate. And after I get done working at my job, I'm working on the 100 series. So it really is, no days off when it comes to this.
Right. But I'm sure you enjoy it. It's something fun to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun getting out in the community, getting a chance to talk to just so many different types of people from different backgrounds, and being able to give them an opportunity to share a little bit of their life with the community to help bring everyone together, really, because that's the whole point of the 100 series, or
right.
one of the many points is to bring people together.
Right. Is that how you mainly describe it? Like, I know it revolves around a lot of photography and like showcasing local people and stuff, their stories and whatever.
Yeah. So it started as and we're going like precursor to the 100 series back in 2014, where I was just doing a fun little photography project online called 100 Days of Awesome. Mm-hmm. And that was all about finding something positive in my day and just taking a picture of it and then just showing that, whatever it is. Sometimes it was, something I ate. Sometimes it was, a cool person that I ran into, or that actually led to the next project. And just showing something positive, no matter how good or quote unquote bad the day was, just to show that, there's good in everything. And there is something good that you can, latch on to, and what's the word I'm looking for, and to gravitate towards.
Right. Yeah, that seems pretty beneficial, especially like having something like that on social media and everything, something positive,
Absolutely. And I think we need it a lot more, just because of the climate of everything going on right now in the country and in society.
Right.
Is that people want to see positive things, regardless of what they post online. I believe that, the more positivity that you push out there, the more people can gravitate towards that, because we do gravitate towards what we are. So if, I put positivity out there, I'm going to find, the positive people, and they're going to latch on to that, and hopefully that they will see that and they'll want to, put it out there as well. And that way we get more positivity from multiple people, not just, little old me out here doing this thing.
Right. Yeah. It is interesting to see all the different stories from everyone and all that. It's very unique, obviously. I mean, I guess you can find that anywhere, and it's cool to like showcase that. But so how long have you been doing photography and everything?
Professionally, I've been doing it 3 years, about the same time that I started doing the 100 series. So when I also started to take photography seriously. I mean, I've always been into it as a kid. I've always had my hands on some kind of a camera, whether it was just a little instant Polaroid camera or the disposable 90s cameras that were really popular in that decade, the Kodaks or the Fujis. I've always had my hands on some type of a camera, and I've always been fascinated with the art, with the medium. Mm-hmm. So when I started actually doing the 100 series, it gave me really an opportunity to really showcase what I can do as far as an artist goes as well, because the 100 series, it is a brand that is very heavily photography and videography based, but it's also a way for me to show those cool things, not just in a journalism platform, but through an artistic way as well.
Right.
Because I do work at the news station, and there is a very strong format with how the stories are presented. Mm-hmm. But with the 100 series, I don't have those boundaries, so I can showcase the artistic side of things a lot more than I can through the broadcast medium.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, like you said, yeah, kind of a blend between like the journalistic side and
Mm-hmm.
artistic side. That's pretty cool. Gives it a good feel and everything. Pretty.
Oh yeah,
dope.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Was there something that initially first got you into photography, like, or did you just always kind of started to grow an interest for it?
Honestly, one day my dad brought home an old video camera, the ones that you had to put the VHS
On your
tapes in
shoulder
there.
and everything.
Yeah, and all that. And I just thought it was so cool because my family didn't have much, so the fact that I was exposed to something like that, I was like I have to have that. And I've always been fascinated with electronics in general, from plugging in VHS recorders into another one and dubbing tapes and having my own Talkboy, from Home Alone 2, and having Walkmans and boom boxes, and just creating my own mixtapes and being a DJ to all the songs, and like the whole medium of just photography and radio and video. I've just always been fascinated with it.
Yeah, and I know that technology has changed a lot too over time, so that's kind of crazy as well. I mean,
oh yeah.
Did you ever start with like? I know you said disposable cameras and everything. Did you ever use like the Polaroids, stuff like that?
Oh yeah. I wish I still had my original, or actually it wasn't mine. It was technically my parents', but I eventually came into possession of it. Lost it somewhere throughout the years though. But yeah, I was always big into the Polaroid instant cams, and of course, like I said, the disposable cams that were really popular in the '90s. Always had one of those. And I started doing albums in high school. All my pictures,
right,
and everything. But yeah, it wasn't until though, like I said, 3 years ago, where I actually got an actual DSLR and started to really learn the ins and outs. I mean, I already knew the ins and outs of shooting because I went to college for broadcasting, and part of that is learning how to shoot with a video camera. But a lot of the skills you learn with the video camera translate perfectly right into still photography.
Right.
So it was really an easy switch. I just really had to just learn how to do more of the actual, f-stops, learning about f-stops, learning about, more about apertures and more about shutter speeds and all that stuff, and really, honing in. I guess that's the best word I could put with the actual photography part. And by doing that, it helps me even more so in the video part. So everything just goes hand in hand.
Right. So you're mainly just using digital now. Do you ever mess with any old film ones anymore? Or?
No, unfortunately. Really, ever since that whole digital conversion came aboard, and honestly, maybe a whole other conversation talking about just how more convenient it is for photographers in general to be able to use cameras. Because if I were to be doing film, I'd have to I would be very limited with how many pictures I could take. Or with digital, I mean, it's really almost unlimited with how many you can take now, depending on your memory cards and all that stuff. And but I did use film when I was a kid, and take the little film cameras, little film reels, put them in the little container, and I never got into a dark room, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You always would just go to the local drugstore or whatever, drop off the film and let them take care of all that.
Yeah. Because that'd be a whole process in and of itself. Like if you were going the traditional route with actual film, you'd have to spend even more time just getting in the dark room processing.
Yeah.
There's like a whole art to that too.
I mean, now the dark room is Photoshop Lightroom.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, that is a whole other skill in itself. And I've had to sit down and really learn how to really how to use those pieces of software in enhancing the photography experience. From taking just a normal photo out of the camera, one, getting the picture to look good straight in camera first. That way it limits what you have to do when you do use one of those editing softwares, whether it's Photoshop Lightroom or whatever platform you you do use your photo editing for. And really just using that platform to really, enhance the photographs, like I said, and to, make the photos as visually appealing as possible. And I've gone through, so many different types of editing styles since I've started. And I'm still constantly changing and growing and evolving, because I think that you should always be, growing in your craft, in your field, that you should never be stagnant, and you should never settle. Because once you start settling, that's when you start going backwards, and that's when someone else passes you up. So I'm always in a constant state that I always want to be moving forward, and whatever it is that I'm doing, I don't want to feel, if I feel that I'm good where I am, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
And that means that I'm either going to start slacking, or people are going to start losing interest in my product and my brand, and I don't want that. I want people to always constantly feel engaged and always wanting to look forward to the next big thing.
Right.
So if I can always keep them wanting more, I think I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's a good mindset to have, always trying to push yourself to the next level, next stage, or whatever. Yeah. Now, I remember when I was in high school, I took a photography class, and they actually had like a little dark room at the school, which was interesting to kind of get your hands in on that. Like, just a whole process, like there's definitely an art to that. It would take some time to hone that skill for sure. I don't know if my pictures were that great or anything, but they came out, so it was decent. But
yeah, like I said, I would love to actually have that experience of being in a dark room and working with all the different chemicals and the film, and translating that film into an actual picture, and being able to just basically edit it in there. I really would like to experience that, and just see what it's like. I don't know if I would want to always do it, just because of my own time and everything I have going on. Right. It's a task in the head, or it's a task and a half, just to use editing software on a computer and doing all that. I can only imagine the process of actually being in a dark room and doing that. But it'll be cool to actually experience it.
Did you use I'm assuming, would you use like Photoshop, Lightroom and stuff? Did they teach you that when you went to school for broadcasting, or did you have to pick that up on your own?
I learned all that, because with broadcasting, like, we use like video editing software. So like we use Apple, so we use Final Cut Pro a lot. So, and Final Cut Pro, Final Cut Pro has some cool things where, again, with news, like, you don't do a whole lot with the color corrections, unless like your video is not white balanced properly. Then you would probably go in and do color correction. But as far as actually using some of the other fancy features, like the film graining, or making your pictures look like or your video look like it's an old TV, right, from the the VHS era, I don't do a whole lot. I have actually been looking at that though, through Final Cut. But I had to learn Photoshop and Lightroom like on my own. Yeah. Actually, it was through and some other photographers. Sometimes like you can like purchase different Lightroom presets for different photo editings and whatnot. So I bought one, and I actually would like go through and I would deconstruct it. So I would look at how because you can see how they edit it. So you can see like how much exposure they had, or how their tone curves were, or what their HSL settings were, which is hue, saturation, and luminosity, light. And you can see like how they toggled the meters on each one. So I went through and I deconstructed, and I would look at, okay, so this is how they got this feature in the image, and this is how they got the tones to look so deep and crisp. So I would go through that, and I would just look at each individual setting and figure out how I could apply that to my pictures. And that's how I did a lot of self-teaching, is just by deconstructing of different presets that are already there. And Lightroom has like their own presets that you can deconstruct as well. Okay. So a lot of it is just analyzing and just figuring out how things work.
Right. Yeah, that's really interesting. And I guess it probably helps nowadays. There's probably a bunch of tutorials and everything online that'll help get you started at least. And
YouTube is probably There should be like an actual YouTube university,
Right. Yeah.
because like you could do really like give yourself a college education through YouTube now.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I think honestly, I've heard like people that are maybe professors and stuff have kind of hinted at that kind of idea, like, you know, offering their classes and stuff just through YouTube, and yeah, just make an own like YouTube university thing. So it's kind of crazy. Like it could really kind of change the way people take in, you know, knowledge and everything. So
Yeah, it really kind of makes you question, you know, like, do you need to like pay thousands and thousands of dollars to go to an actual, you know, college, or can you get all that information, you know, just through, you know, an internet subscription through,
Yeah.
you know, your local internet provider?
Right. Yeah. Like, and I don't know if maybe just going the schooling route, you might get more hands-on practice, I suppose. Like doing broadcasting, did you have to like internship and everything like that?
Internships were available. I went to Western, so a lot of our learning was practical. So like, we actually like had video equipment that we would like check out, and we actually would like shoot stories on campus about, you know, different things. So like you learn, you know, right there how to do everything, because you have the equipment. You have,
Right.
you know, we had a studio where we would like record newscasts. We had our own station. We had our own radio station.
Yeah, radio station, kind of like also like a little TV station, like you said. You would do visual stories.
Yeah.
Do they have like school newspapers and all that? Yeah.
Yeah,
the
the Western Courier. I didn't do that. I think that was actually through a different program. It wasn't through broadcasting though.
So you didn't do any photography for the paper or anything? You just
No.
focused on like Did you do any radio stuff like that ever?
I did a little bit. I did a little radio because they offered it as an elective.
No, yeah.
So you can get a college credit for being on the radio. So I did that for a semester, and it was pretty fun. It was a fun experience. I think I like the video side of it more though, because I know that like it is required to do radio for just to graduate in the program.
Yeah.
So I did that, and you know, get that all taken care of.
Right.
But yeah, the video part of it was always the more interesting facet of broadcasting for me.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff that is involved with video editing and everything. Well, with all those things, photography and all that, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, so have you done video type projects for 100 series?
I've done a few. My first project that I did for the 100 series, I was called 100 Days of Awesome People. So I was going out throughout the community, and I was, you know, finding people who were doing big things, making moves, and everything. And I would sit down with them, and I would interview them. You know, I would set up like a couple cameras with a mic, and I would just sit down and I would video interview them. You know, picking their brain about what they do to be successful, advice, tips they have for other people on how to be successful. And I would take that and I would edit it into an actual video interview. And those videos are available on my Facebook page, which I'll drop all the links and all that stuff here at the very end.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are all available. I've done a lot of videos for the 100 series. Some of them are, you know, very, very simple, you know, sit down, you know, 2-3 camera shot interviews. Some of them I actually do a little bit more action featurey. Like there was one I did with my buddy Max Garriga about a CrossFit competition that was last year, Urban Street Games in Rock Island. So we went out, we shot that, you know, got a bunch of different camera angles of people working out and everything. It looked really cool. I also shot a video for the local Chicks and Bulls branch, which is a female skating organization. So they were out at the Davenport skate park and they were skating. So I went out there, got a bunch of different GoPros and cameras, and just went out there and just shot them, you know, going up ramps and doing all types of tricks and cool stuff. So that's also available on my Facebook page. So I do you know, more video stuff, not a lot though, just because it takes a lot of time to edit, put together stuff like that. And with my work schedule and everything else I have going on, I try to limit, you know, how much video work that I do, just because of how time consuming it can be. So the next video thing I have planned, I'm actually getting some help from an outside source, just so that it's less work for me to have to do.
Right.
So there's potential that there will be some more video work coming in, just because I'm gonna have some more help to take care of those things.
Right. Awesome. Now, working at the news station, is that you just focus on the photography there? Is that all you do there, or do you mess with the video at all?
That is, my technical job title is photojournalist.
Uh-huh.
So we have video cameras. So all of our stuff is video.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you write or anything, or are you just strictly just the images and all that?
I used to write, but I eventually switched positions. So now I just strictly do photography,
Right.
videography, you could say.
So they provide you guys with all the equipment you need for the station?
Yes.
So.
Yep. They spent thousands of dollars strapping and arming all photographers at our station with, the equipment that we need
Mm-hmm.
to shoot and get the stories out there. So right now we're using Sony XD cams, the big ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, those cost quite a bit of money.
Yeah. What happens if someone were to damage it? Do they get in trouble, or do they?
Depending on the damage.
Yeah.
Although normal, I mean, obviously there's normal wear and tear with anything, and so there's always engineers that are there to repair things.
Mm-hmm.
But of course accidents do happen, but of course you are responsible for your equipment. So I mean, be careful, treat it like a baby.
Right.
So definitely don't be reckless with your stuff. And that should be with just about anything else that you do, even if it's your own photography equipment. I'm paying thousands of dollars for my own stuff.
Right.
So I don't want my stuff to break. So
Yeah, like
you
said.
So I'm not gonna treat others with any less respect.
Right. Yeah, so you got your own. Do you use a bunch of different cameras yourself, or you stick to like one main that you use?
I have several cameras. I have two Canon cameras. I have another Nikon camera. I have a GoPro. I have a couple instant cameras. So I have quite a bit.
That's pretty nice because those definitely will add up fast with the costs and everything. Yeah. Did it take you a while to accumulate them? Or?
Yeah, so I started with just one,
mm-hmm.
and then through the course of everything, I got another one, and then another one, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm not trying to be like DJ Khaled or anything, but then I got another one and another one, and eventually I just accumulated just a bunch of equipment.
Yeah.
So now if something were to stop working, I'm not gonna be in panic mode. I have one on the shelf that I can always pull out and use.
Yeah, that's good. Add them to the arsenal and everything. Yep. What's it like to work at the news station now? Do you do you yourself have to find stories, or is that more like the reporter's job, or do things come to you guys and you then go out and report on them?
It's a combination of all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always things that are gonna happen.
Right.
So, so sometimes the reporter will have an idea. Sometimes there will already be something, lined up for you, because we have, managers who are always, monitoring what's going on in the community and assigning people to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then that could all change. If there were God forbid, a car accident or a fire that happens. Right. Then that would change everything completely, and we do that instead.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it all just depends.
Yeah.
You never know really what's going on, what's going to happen.
Is your day always different usually?
Yeah, it's hardly ever the same.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no day has ever been exactly identical since I've been there, and I've been there for almost 8 years.
8 years? Wow.
Yeah.
So is that did you go to school for broadcasting right out of high school?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were able to get the job right out of college, basically, or
not right away. I mean, I got out during the recession.
Oh yeah.
So there wasn't a whole lot available at the time, but eventually I was able to find a job at WQAD, and I've been there ever since.
Awesome. How old were you when you graduated?
So I graduated in 2008. 20 trying to think, hang on. 23? I think it was 23. Yeah, I think I was 23.
And so it's basically like a bachelor type of 4-year program.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's cool. Now, with doing the whole 100 series project, you like talking with all these people. I bet it's a great way to like just get out there and just meet all these different people. And do you just is it a lot of people you know already, or do people like come to you and ask?
It started off with me, reaching out to people that I already knew, because you gotta start somewhere,
right?
So, and eventually, as things progressed and grew, then some people would reach out to me, saying that they were interested in being a part of a project. Sometimes I would have a friend that would recommend someone to me, and sometimes I would just put something out on social media saying, well, "Hey, I have a project I'm working on. If you're interested, let me know. Comment below and let me know if you're interested." So sometimes I'll get people that I do know who are interested, and even though they're on my friends list, I don't know them for some reason.
Yeah.
you know how that works.
Yeah.
And so then they would comment to say that they're one to participate. So yeah, I get people from all over now that say that they're interested. So like I said, I just met with the person a few weeks ago that was recommended to me through someone who I never met, but now I have met them. So
right. Is it mainly people right in the QC, or people from kind of outskirts of the QC, or all around?
Yeah, it's mostly within the Quad City metro area, and some of the surrounding communities is where I operate, because I have to obviously travel sometimes to meet with people. So I can't really travel too far. Just with time and work and everything, I try to keep everything as close as possible to East Moline, which is where I live. I have started to expand through social media and different people who have supported me. Like I have a woman named Cassidy Miles. She's out in St. Louis, and she's a brand ambassador, and we really connected because she started following me and was always liking my content and everything like that. And I was looking at what she had going on, and I was like, well, she's a really positive person, very energetic. And so I offered her to be a brand ambassador, and she accepted. So now she's helping represent the brand out in St. Louis.
Awesome. So does that just entail like just trying to get the word out to everyone? Yeah.
So people who are I look for people who are positive. I look at their own social media and make sure that they're putting out good vibes, good positivity. I don't want anyone who's spouting negativity to represent my brand, because that's just not what I stand for.
Right.
So we have to line up as far as that goes. And so it has to be they have to have a positive page, they have to have a positive mindset. And I look for leaders to help rep the brand. And also, people who are also posting, motivational things. Like I have a guy, Lee Colvin. He's always, posting something positive and something motivational. So I'll snatch that up and I'll, put that on the 100 series, and just as some additional words of wisdom.
Right.
And showing, cool things that they're doing. So, because I can only relate to so many people through my own personal background and experiences. But if I can find someone with different backgrounds from different walks of life, who are being positive examples and positive role models, then I can reach more people that way.
Right. Now you live in East Moline. Is the news station on the Illinois side too, or?
The one I work at is, yeah.
Cool.
It's in Moline.
I know a guy who went to film school and everything. I think he just got a job at a local film station. I doubt it would be the same one. I don't know if his is in Iowa or not, but I don't know. How many people or projects do you think you've done through the 100 series now? It's been like a few years, you said?
Well, right now I'm working on 100 Shades Volume 2, and this is my 9th one that I've done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How many individual people do you think you've had?
Is
it like in the hundreds now?
It's well into the hundreds. My goodness. See if you talk about because each project is most of the projects are about 100 entries long.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is some overlapping with people. Like some people have been featured in different projects, although each project always brings in new people.
Right.
So it's definitely well into the hundreds, maybe I don't know 300 or so.
Oh, awesome. So you just basically got the name because of how it started with the whole 100 Days of Awesome thing? You just adapted that kind of name?
Yeah, that's how it started. But the 100 now has gone on to now mean, giving 100% of yourself.
Right.
In everything that you do. Giving maximum effort, leaving it all out there. I believe that if we do that, we'll accomplish so much. Like if we operate 100% in our strengths, like what can we do? What can we accomplish if we do that?
Right.
And encouraging people to do that. Mm-hmm. I do that again. Bringing it around full circle is by sharing other people's experiences.
Right. Yeah, it's a good message to have. Since you've started, has it what impact has it had on yourself?
Yeah. Just through doing because this is, like I said, 100 Shades Volume 2, I've done this before last year, and just seeing because the whole project is about having people bring an object that has some type of sentimental value to them and talk about why. So just seeing the things that people have brought and seeing the reasons why they're important to them, it's made me realize that you really understand, and it's really hard to dislike someone when you understand what makes them tick.
Right.
And it makes them who they are and what they are. It's helped me understand that we all come from such different backgrounds and different lives, and our experiences help shape our views on things and our opinions, and why I may like one thing and why someone else may dislike that same thing. And it's all through our life experiences and helping me understand that. And I think that if people were to understand that as well, and were to just go out and just talk to more people and have that more open-mindedness, that we could come together more and there would be less hate in the world.
Right.
So that's what I really want people to understand through this.
Awesome. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's really cool. I feel the same way with it helped, like you said, kind of getting closer with people, understanding them more. I feel the same way with podcasting too. It's kind of interesting, just having longer conversations with people, even people that we never spoke to before. I know we've met before, but having a long form conversation is kind of cool, just to see what everyone's about.
Exactly
what makes them tick, like you said. But and you kind of started a 100 series podcast. I know you maybe did a couple episodes.
Yeah, I did a couple. I called them pilot episodes. They're not on Apple, iTunes or anything like that. They're just on my Facebook page. But yeah, I just talked to a couple of people, long form. They were both featured in individual projects, but it was really short spurts. These were 45 to 50 minutes. Just conversations, just talking to them, just letting them roll.
Right.
And it was really cool just let them just talk about their life and their experiences. So I want to do more of that. I was just trying to test things out and just seeing how it worked, and and the method I used to capture and record, and of course all the logistics parts of everything, and trying to see get more input, get feedback from people who have listened to it. And so I just kind of just put those couple out there just to see how things worked, and hopefully I would like to do more of them. But we'll see.
Right. I know you've done a few other things too, you had the 100 series live show.
Yes,
just as a
which
way
you were a part of.
Oh yeah, that was super fun. That was really awesome. Yeah, thanks for having us out. But shout out to the Supper Club. Had Wayne Leiter on just on Thursday. He was one of the board members or whatever. I don't know if you know him or not.
No. I will be. I'm not sure when this is going to be posted, but I will be doing some more stuff with the Supper Club. I'll be setting up tables at different events to sell my merchandise, t-shirts, tank tops, and talking more about the brand at those events as well. So I want to thank Alex Mahaffey for giving me that opportunity. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of me at those events coming up in the future.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's great. Like we have those types of venues here, you know, the DIY, really community based, and everything helps everyone get their projects and messages out and gives everyone a chance to do that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a really dope space to be able to unleash that kind of stuff. But have you thought of any other ways, like, you know, podcast, live show, any other things you like trying to branch out into?
I'm glad you asked that question, because I do.
Yes.
I'm actually working a lot with some of the people who were at the 100 Series live show, and we're going to be putting together like an actual like album, like an actual compilation album. So I have some of, you know, the big artists in the Quad Cities right now, with, you know, Torian Ball, you know, Taj within the East Siders, Jordan XO, Lauren Michelle, producers like Wes Julian, 1V on the track, just, you know, compiling all their talents to help put together an awesome, you know, high energy album of just awesome music.
Right. Is that like you have an idea for like how big it would be, like how long or whatever, like tracks or what? Like,
I mean, it's gonna be a full album. It's not gonna be an EP. It's gonna be an LP.
Right.
So it's gonna have you know a lot of songs on there.
Awesome. How are you gonna be promoting and releasing that? Are you gonna do like physical copies or like digital?
Yeah. So I've been speaking with Jordan, and with the potential of having it be like available in CD form, and also being available, you know, online through all the various streaming services out there. So yeah, we're looking to go all out on this thing, and like the goal is spring of 2019 to get it out. So we're actually working right now. I've already worked with TC Boyd, and he's already recorded one song already. He posted a preview for it on his page, and I reshared that, and it's awesome. It's so cool. One of you on the track, he sent me a beat, and it's gonna be friggin' fire, man. This is gonna be like an awesome album of some of the best talent the Quad Cities has to offer, and we're gonna put it out there for everyone to check out.
Hell yeah. Are they just like coming at it with any old song, or is there like a general type of idea behind the album, like a certain concept for the tracks? Or
so like I said, you know, it's going to be a very high energy album. So all the beats are going to be, you know, super up tempo. Themes are going to be, you know, with the theme of the 100 Series being positivity. Obviously, you know, any type of album will have to have that same vibe behind it as well. So look for, you know, songs that are going to cover, and I'm going to go through this a lot with the artists as well, with how we're going to how to execute this. But they're all going to be about uplifting and empowering people. You know, whether it's just, you know, through getting people out there and wanting to, you know, crush you know, a workout or crush a goal or anything. I don't want to like make it like all super like you can do this type of vibe, but it's going to be like you're going to want to, you know, do something with your life, and want to get out there and make something happen when you listen to this album.
Yeah, just hype people up and everything.
Absolutely.
Something you could work out to or some shit. Yeah, I know you've done stories and everything, photography with like showcasing like the CrossFit type of things. You do that yourself? Involved with CrossFit?
Yep, I do. I go to the foundation.
Nice. How long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing that since 2015. Been doing CrossFit, and it's changed my entire fitness regimen completely. Yeah, it's like to a whole new level now. I love it.
Were you doing anything before that, or was it like exercising just regularly?
Yeah, I was just going to just like a normal Planet Fitness. But that was getting so boring.
Right, yeah.
I was just going there and running on a treadmill, lifting, you know, the little weights they have, because they have the caps at Planet Fitness where you can only lift so much. Oh yeah. And like I wanted more of a challenge.
Right, yeah, something to push even harder.
And then CrossFit definitely does that. CrossFit darn near kills me every single time I do it, but it's fun, and I love it, and it's like it's growing my own personal fitness, you know, light years ahead of where it was.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It seems like you're really cultivating all this positivity and healthy kind of lifestyle, especially for yourself, and trying to spread that message through what you do. Are you very focused on like nutrition and stuff? Like you really like
not as much as some other people. I mean, I definitely do watch what I eat.
Yeah, some people go crazy. Just
and but I'm not gonna like splurge on like, you know, hamburgers and french fries every single day. I mean, I always or I shouldn't say I always, but I'm always, aware of what I'm putting into my body, and
Yeah.
not letting myself, get, out of control
Right.
with certain foods, because that can totally negate, what you do in the gym, because health and wellness is not just about pumping up and lifting weights, and you gotta be putting the right foods into your body as well. So it's being aware of that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I usually try and focus on eating healthy, but even this last month, for the whole month of October, I tried to I cut out like sugar and everything, processed sugar and everything. It's crazy. Like people don't even realize like how addicted they are to that stuff, because it's in everything. But, you much of like you said, you focus on what you eat. You don't really splurge much, or a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit here
Yeah.
and then. Like I'm a sucker for snack cakes.
Yeah. Yeah. My weakness is ice cream. It's so good, but
Yeah. See, I used to love ice cream, but like my stomach doesn't agree with it anymore.
yeah. Yeah.
So like I said, I stick to the snack cakes and the little Hostess things and all that. But like I said, I gotta be careful that I don't go crazy with those bad boys.
Right, yeah. I guess it's easier for me to maybe curb the ice cream in the colder months. I just hate being cold. I can't stand it. But yeah, that's pretty dope. Where do you see? Do you have a goal in mind for like where the 100 series is gonna go, or what do you see the future of it being like?
Man, well, eventually I wanted this to go worldwide. Yeah. Honestly, like I want to see like a huge worldwide movement of just positivity and empowerment and encouragement, and being able to go to different countries and being able to find stories there, and getting people on board with the brand to help out and create little pockets of the 100 series and other countries, and maybe one in Canada, or one in Germany, or one in Australia.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, that'd be great to travel, see like way crazy different stuff, like way bigger insight into so many things, lots of different people and everything. That'd be really awesome. So if people want to find out more, what should they do? How are they going to get a hold of the 100 series?
All right. So on Facebook, if you go to facebook.com/100 series, it's spelled out HUNDRED and then series. You'll find the Facebook page there with all the posts from all the projects dating all the way back to 2015. They're all there. So that's Facebook. Instagram is 100_series. I'm always posting on the stories there. So like my daily adventures, you're going to see right there on the stories. You won't see that on Facebook. So I try to have something different on each page, so that way you want to be on both to check out everything. The website 100series.com, that's where I have my stores. That's where you can buy the shirts, the tank tops, everything as far as the donations. If you feel generous enough to want to help fund future projects and everything like that, there's an opportunity there as well for you to donate if you want to. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm on.
Well, you also do don't you have one for the Arringtonian?
Yes, that's not with the 100 series.
Right.
It's an entirely separate thing. It's just for my own personal photography that I post. That's not brand specific.
Right.
That's where I post all that stuff. But yeah, the Arringtonian, TheArringtonian. Arringtonian is actually just a play on Smithsonian, because my last name is Arrington. So I just threw that together. I thought, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Have you ever been to the Smithsonian?
I have not.
I was able to go to they have a few complexes, or several. I was able to go to 1.5. That's how much I had time for, but it was crazy. Anyone who's listening, they should get out there and check those out too, because that's really, you learn so much about all this different stuff. It's really crazy. But that's dope. I think the message and everything's getting spread around, because I've seen people come into my work too wearing 100 series shirts. So,
really?
Yeah, that's dope. I think people are getting behind it, and I think they really like it. So
cool deal. Cool. Yeah, I've been hearing stories like that too, of people who they see other people wearing 100 series shirt out in the public, and that's awesome. I love that.
Hell yeah. All right. Jaawan Arrington, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a like. Give him a follow. Go on the website. Get some merch and rep this. Well, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was awesome. All right. Take care.